Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, Trip, and Farm for Property. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And today's video, we got an update or a summary of the latest AMA that was done, kind of picking back up on the one that got cut short when Forex pulled a Donald Trump and fired one of his devs. So we're picking that back up with the rest of the information you wanted to share and some potential bullish macro news from someone far smarter than me. We're gonna evaluate a video from a an analyst, basically content creator, Mark Ross, and see what he has to say about potentially the Fed turning the money printer back on and what that means for crypto and soft, easy money policy, fiscal policy going forward. But anyway, let's first dive into the summary. So I had to go back through, listen to this twice and pull this out. I did not find the notes from the ladies of the Faucet. I think he did this AMA during a time when normally other people aren't on or something. I'm not quite sure, because even Driptopian doesn't have this stream. So I had to go to Ray's stream to get this. So shout out to Ray for holding this down. I don't know anywhere else to get it, and there are no notes, so I took the notes myself, but they're not some that I can share because they are not the best. So it's me using the notes and then sharing it with you guys. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. So first and foremost, he said he's starting with focusing on finding stronger organic content creators, and that's a reference to this new one coming out with Crypto Alina. She gets like 30 to 40K or engagement. He said that they're looking for more organic engagement. She has 205,000 subscribers. I didn't check her other videos to figure out if they're organic or not, but I did see on her page there are a lot of views on each video. I don't know if they're botted or not, but as I mentioned you guys before, at least he's trying and he's doing stuff with this. And I don't know of any other DeFi dApps basically that are constantly doing this and spending marketing dollars on this. And remember, these marketing dollars are coming from the animal farm. So can they be put to better use? Sure, and I'm sure he'll get there, but it's also good for us to see this stuff getting done and trying to keep eyes on the animal farm and drip ecosystem as a whole during this bear market when a lot of people have already left. So next up on marketing, you mentioned that they also are doing some SEO engagement. So if you're not familiar with search engine optimization, basically if you're using Google or doing searches anywhere, you type something in and Google tries to send you to the best resource for that information. So Forex said he has their team looking for what are the trending keywords in crypto, and then they use that to create their content for blogs and articles. And they've been running into, I guess, getting blocked or blacklisted because Google does not like to promote crypto currently. So they're running ads and I guess their accounts are getting blocked, but they use bots to create new accounts and keep running this. So I think that's cool. They're trying other ways, the traditional ways, and blending them with crypto and DeFi. So it's awesome. Next, he mentioned the migration process. So basically for anyone right now, there is no issues, but he reviewed the issues that they encountered with these two pools that you could migrate from and to, or from, I should say. But now it's all fixed, so there's no issues there that anyone should be dealing with. But he reviewed what happened and basically why they had to fire the dev. So there was a lot of time spent on that. I'm not going to dive into that. Doesn't matter at this stage because it's already done. So if you haven't migrated, then just go in and refresh and do the migration again. And then he did highlight about the confusion on taxes. Some people thought they were going to be taxed differently or taxed more than they should have been, but the LPs are different because they're part of a pool. So I actually made LPs on my other account and they'd allow you to do different ratios. So I had like 60% BUSD and 40% USDC, and they allowed that to go into an LP. And because of this variable amount of stable coins being added together, you therefore end up with a different total amount of LP tokens, but your dollar amount stays the same because they're stable coins. So users were confused about what they were seeing in their wallet and they weren't looking at the USD value. So just keep an eye on that. Next up, he talked a bit about drip. So that's good to hear. So our beloved drip is still kind of hanging in the balance with waiting for the UI to be updated, or more specifically the fiat on-ramp. So he said that they have everything approved, they're moving forward with the fiat on-ramp, and that may be a few weeks out. He didn't give the exact weeks, but basically he was talking about the smart contract integration that they want and getting that tied up. And that's what the holdup is, because he doesn't want to launch the new Drip UI without the fiat on-ramp integration and the perks for using fresh fiat to purchase Drip. But he did get that fixed. And then he said they will be using that on the animal farm before Drip, because the animal farm does not require that additional smart contract integration. So they will be using it for AFP technically or possibly by the end of next week. And that would also be in conjunction with the pig pen auto injections that we voted on. So all of that should be done by next week. And then within 2 weeks or so after that, then we should see the Drip fiat on-ramp and new UI integrated. So we'll go out all the way to the end of February. I'm just making my own hypothesis. So maybe by the end of February, we will see the new Drip UI done. So that means in the meantime, and even with that, don't expect any true support really on the Drip price. But we'll talk about that later with some of the stuff the community's building, myself included. So there can be definitely some stability heading to Drip. Not all-time highs, but at least some stability. He also mentioned with Drip that they have 5 to 6 major things in the work for Drip, but needs the on-ramp and UI updated first. So hopefully by the end of February, we will see that. I had originally forecasted by March, end of March. So getting it by the end of February would be great. Again, Forex did not say that date. He just said a few weeks. So I'm putting that out there just to give you guys an idea of what that meant basically to me. All right, next up, the Dogs Roulette game. He has the devs looking at other UIs to make the game itself. So he said they looked at Roulette and Stake for game UIs. So these are like crypto casinos. And he said they're not married or tied to the roulette kind of theming. So he did mention one example, the game Plinko. It goes back to the old school Wheel of Fortune, not Wheel of Fortune. Price is Right. Probably never, you guys are too young probably to watch The Price is Right, but Plinko was the game that was on there. And basically there's different versions of this, but essentially you come up to the top and drop a puck and it bounces off the pegs and then ends up in one of the slots at the bottom. So he said this is a type of UI they're entertaining, and they're entertaining some other ones. Don't know, it could be dice, but basically something that would indicate a 1 in 6 chance of winning that wouldn't be specifically related to just, spinning a revolver wheel and winning even though you got shot with the bullet kind of thing. So winning a bullet usually isn't a good thing. So he decided to go with some kind of different type of theming. So we'll see what that looks like. And they said they got a really high skilled UI dev to do that. So the UI dev will be submitting some examples and concepts in the next week or two, and then they'll proceed with the execution of the Dogs Roulette. So if that comes out then relatively soon, then based on my original price prediction, I thought we'd see like low 20s, high teens, but we have stabilized a little bit on the Animal Farm Dogs token. Let's look at that. So the lowest we got to was around the, what is this, $26 range, 26, 27, 27.50 maybe, who knows. So we didn't get to 25. I thought we would. And we are currently at right at the 90% tax mark, I think, almost. So I'm because I'm a day behind, or actually ahead. So you had the 4% wallet score, loyalty score, right? Plus 84%. So I got in about 12 to 16 hours after this went live. So people, by the time you see this video, are definitely at 90% tax reduction. And if they weren't selling at 80, 82, 78, then I don't think we'll see that much of a drop from here. Not as much as will bring us into the 20s. So if you're looking for an attractive place, not financial advice, to pick up dogs, anywhere below 30 is probably a good opportunity. See how this shakes up over the next couple of weeks. But the reason I bring this up, because if this Dogs Roulette game comes out, definitely within the next month or so, and we haven't broke below 25, then I would expect that to be the floor and the Dogs Roulette game actually be a bullish momentum for dogs, because that is definitely something that, as a content creator, can play on stream. So I can actually collect donations, so to speak, and use that kind of like the scratchy model, where people who donate, I can split that up if we win to those people that donated. So I can turn this into content where you don't have to, you may not have 30 bucks to gamble yourself, but you got $5 a week, you know, and then if you go in with a pool and the dog token is now at $35, then 7 people can go in and play. And, you know, you have still a chance of winning and splitting that prize pool. So that's something I will definitely be doing on my channel to just create content and, of course, you know, play with the new asset. So again, I think if that comes out within the next 30 days and we haven't broke below 25 by that time, then if you're looking for a great price for dog entry, then anything below 30 could be an opportunity. And once that's out, I don't think we will go any lower, because it's literally going to become a deflationary asset, or potential to become a deflationary asset by burning dogs. And right now we are sitting at what, restricted on the dogs. Where is that? Yeah, so we are at restricted. So yeah, just food for thought. Just think about that. So a lot of you degens out there like to gamble, so that could be an option. All right, next up on the list, he talked about the single asset lending that they are doing. I mentioned this in the previous video. So it's all about trying to get the maximum yield on your assets. So bridging to the different decentralized bridges. And he said it's similar to what Yearn does. Yearn looks for the best yield. So if you're familiar with that, he mentioned Yearn Finance, so you can get an idea of what that'll look like. That should be, he didn't give a timeline on that, but that now that the stable swap migration is out of the way, then he said that will be something that they can focus on. So other than that, I think that's the last of the update. So let me jump into the what I mentioned about the Fed pivot. So this is a video by Mark Moss. This was shared to me in my Telegram chat, and it's definitely very, very interesting. Way beyond my head. I do not study CPI and macroeconomics to this level, but if you want to know more, definitely come visit Mark Moss's channel. I'm gonna give you the summary about this. So in this video, and he shows a lot of charts and shows a lot of information, and an article that just came out that I didn't pull up to show you guys, but it's an article where he's talking about this. But in short, he's basically saying that the Fed has been given the green light to turn on the money printer and start easy money policy. He's suggesting that this is due to a recent rule change that gives the Fed the political cover it needs to go back into easing. So if you're not familiar too much with CPI, basically the CPI index is the consumer price index, and that's what they use to measure inflation. And it's based on a basket of goods. So one year they may decide to use gas in this basket of goods, and next year they may only do bread and beef. Or instead of beef, it's filet mignon. Instead of filet mignon, it's bologna, right? So they literally can change what they're measuring to push a narrative out to make people feel warm and fuzzy. So he said that this literally just got approved or changed again today, or whatever the date time of this was, but it's reference to the consumer price index and an update. And basically he said they're going to be measuring it differently. And since the inflation rate has already dropped from 9.1 to 6.5, and with this new ability to measure that they've been given the green light on, the Fed will be able to come in and go, look, everything worked. It's now this percent. It's dropped even further than we thought because they're changed the rules. That's what's really happening. But if the rules have changed, then that means we could see loose monetary policy coming back, or at a minimum, no more tightening. And if that's the case, then there is a hypothetical that the bottom would actually indeed have been in for Bitcoin. And you saw some other people talking about this. BitBoy talked about this. Plan B talked about the bottom of already being in, but then, and Raoul Paul, but then you also have other people telling you that it's not in. So all I know is right now we have broken above what they call a key level in regards to what happened with the flush out from FTX. That was around 21.5, and now we're above that, right? And what Gareth Soloway is always talking about is he's the biggest proponent for the bear market and still thinks that the lows aren't in. But he's even kind of changing his narrative a little bit. He still said he's bearish and he's waiting for these key levels to become support rather than resistance. And one of those was the 21.5. And then if it stays above that and then goes back to the Terra Luna collapse level, where things around the 40s, don't quote me on that. Again, I'm not a TA guy. Then he will reverse course. But he's still believing this is a rip your face off rally, but very interesting about what Mark Moss is saying. So again, take it with a grain of salt, because literally a bull and a bear will look at the same chart and tell you the exact opposite depending on their own narrative. But I'm just saying it is interesting. I have no idea, but just keep your eyes peeled, because if this is the case and the policy changes, and if we get stablecoin regulation in either Europe or in the US, then that would definitely be a key indicator that things are going to shift in the DeFi and crypto space. So just something to think about. You can listen to him break things down in a lot more detail. They'll show some charts and stuff like that. Mark Moss, check out his channel. So that is the summary. Hope you guys found it valuable. If you did, smash that HBO special, help brother out. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See you. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.